What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about some huge updates for Season 2 Reloaded, some unexpected content, and even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, let me know down below in the comment section what surprises do you guys want to see in the mid-season update for Modern Warfare 2 or even Warzone 2? Do you think we'll even get a separate roadmap for the mid-season update, since Season 1 unfortunately didn't put out a second roadmap for that season's mid-season update, but there was quite a bit of content to warrant doing one. There just didn't end up being one at the end of the day, but maybe Season 2 will end up dropping some surprises at some point in the next couple of days. Definitely expect more marketing for the mid-season updates towards the end of this week and even early next week. But over in Modern Warfare 2 today, Infinity Ward did confirm that we have 10v10 Mosh Pit now live over in multiplayer, Shipment 24/7, Dome 24/7 even, Infected, and then over for Warzone 2.0, both trios and quads are live for Resurgence. Now what is weird though is that a couple of days ago, Call of Duty did confirm that for whatever reason, squad sizes are now considered content for the Resurgence experience in Warzone 2.0. It's unclear as to why that's the case, since when Season 2 was about to release, they did confirm that every squad size would be available day one. That just didn't end up happening, to the point where solos came out a good, week and a half after Season 2 began, and that got removed after a couple days. But now that trios and quads are back, it has me wondering, right, when will solos and duos also be added in so that we have all four squad sizes live inside of Resurgence? Hopefully by the mid-season update, all four of those options are there and remain there permanently. It's unclear as to why there's a delay with that, but leave your best bets as to why that could be the case down below in this video's comment section. But when it comes to the preload for this mid-season update, I am going to say that we'll likely end up seeing that on early Tuesday. If the release of the mid-season is still going to be Wednesday the 15th, then there's no reason why the preload can't come out a good 24 hours early, at least for PlayStation. So I'll keep you guys updated with what's going on with that. I know for sure PlayStation Size over on Twitter will be reporting on whatever new updates do get found from Modern Warfare 2. As of a couple of days ago, he did find new updates for Cold War, Vanguard, even Modern Warfare 19. All three of those games are now available over on Steam, which is crazy. The only Call of Duties to date that are not available on Steam is Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, but considering the last three games did have crossplay, it makes sense to finally add, Warzone 1's era of COD games to Steam, for those out there that aren't a fan of Battle.net if you're on PC. But also expect with the preload for Season 2 Reloaded, early access to some of the content via private matches, which I will be covering here on the channel, if that is the case. I mean, that's been the case for every other previous CODs, where the preload goes out and you get access to certain content via private games or local. The first time that didn't happen is with Season 2 for this game, which is a little strange, but I'm also all for it, right? To save everything for the actual launch day, the element of surprise is huge to keep interest and replayability. To have everything available via private matches multiple days in advance isn't very good for the longevity of the season, but we'll have to wait and see how that works for future updates in Modern Warfare 2. Now, earlier today, we also got a very unexpected trailer for what looks like the next big crossover for Call of Duty, which is going to be with TMNT. So the trailer did tease that Master Shredder is going to be an operator inside of COD 2.0 starting on March 21st. That doesn't mean that March 21st is the launch day of Season 2 Reloaded, but I want to say what they're doing is dropping the mid-season update first, and the following week dropping the big crossover, which I think is probably the best bet anyway. And it makes sense that another operator is on the way for the mid-season, since usually with every new COD season, we get at least 2 to 3 new operators, right around that number. And for some reason, Season 2 got marketed, and there was no hint over on the roadmap that a second operator was coming aside from Ronin, but it's actually going to be Shredder, which is crazy. It's unclear if this means we're going to get exclusive challenges inside of multiplayer, Warzone, or DMZ that are a part of a TMNT crossover. It's also unclear if the crossover goes beyond just Shredder. Will we end up getting maybe Riot Shield blueprints that are like the turtle shells? That would be pretty damn cool, and it's unclear as to why they're doing TMNT right now. Maybe because there is a new movie coming out, which has been a bit controversial over the last couple of days in terms of the marketing for that movie. But obviously everybody out there is also saying that TMNT probably would have worked even better for a game like Cold War, as would have some other crossovers that we've gotten, even for a game like Vanguard, whether it was Terminator or Godzilla King Kong. Those are things that I think Cold War would have worked perfectly with, but can't get everything you want. Better late than never, I suppose. But let me know how you're feeling about Master Shredder coming out as an operator. Everyone's going to be buying that for sure. But what I also want to say is that this looks like it's also separate from the reset we're going to be seeing for the Path to the Ronin challenges. In about 6 days from now, as it says at the menu today, we're going to be seeing a reset of challenges that gets rid of your ability to unlock the base crossbow for free. Instead, new challenges are going to come out, which are going to be adding in 2 universal camos that got leaked out. They have that Blossom theme to it to perfectly match the Japanese theme Season 2, and apparently new Kadachi blueprints, as well as some other bonus rewards will be available for those out there. That's going to be starting a good 6 days from now, but maybe then that offer will be in the game for a good, week and a half, 2 weeks, and then starting on March 21st, you'll see a new event tab just for TMNT or something related to this big crossover coming out. I'll keep you guys posted with that one. Now tonight's video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Did you know that you don't really need a lot of money to hire a lawyer? Well, if you're injured and don't know where to start, Morgan & Morgan has your back. Submitting a claim for an injury doesn't have to be a tedious process. With Morgan & Morgan, there's no need for you to visit law offices and sit through timely consultations. You can submit a claim and have a lawyer review your case with just 8 clicks or less from your mobile phone. Morgan & Morgan has modernized the injury law process, making it easy to submit case details, sign contracts, and upload any documents all from your mobile phone. You heard that right, you don't ever have to leave the couch. You can even text your attorney during the duration of your case. Now, if you're ever in an accident though, you want to make sure you do the following. Make sure you're okay, file a police report, contact your insurance, and guarantee that you have legal representation. Now, you can check out Morgan & Morgan with the special link down below, and thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring tonight's video. But also, according to Insider Gaming, when the Season 2 Reloaded update does drop for COD 2.0, we're also going to be seeing a free access period for the base game, Modern Warfare 2. It's unclear what content will be available during the free access period. I made a separate video about this period as of a couple of days ago. Could just be a couple of multiplayer maps. I'm going to guess Shoot House, Dome, probably even the new map that's coming out with the mid-season, and then who knows whatever else, right? Some of the new LTMs that are in multiplayer, whether it's Infected, Gun Game, One in the Chamber. I'd expect that. I think in a perfect world, it would make sense to also give free access to the first raid, since again the second raid is coming out with our mid-season update as we're about to get into. It's likely not going to offer anything campaign related, but will just be strictly the multiplayer. We're also getting one original 6v6 map. Just when all hope might have been lost for actual new content over in multiplayer, people out there were starving, and all of a sudden Call of Duty did confirm that a map from Season 3 is getting pulled forward since it has been testing well and is ready for launch with 6v6 multiplayer, right? It's an original map, not from Al Mazrah, not from Las Almas. It looks pretty damn good, and with that, I hope that doesn't mean that Season 3 ends up coming out with just 1 or 2 maps tops. What I'm hoping to see is 2 maps to start of a season, and at least 1 or 2 more during the mid-season, and don't even market the battle maps, right? If you guys out there like Ground War or Invasion, that's fine, but maps like that, especially if they're from Al Mazrah or areas that are already in the game, just drop those maps whenever there's a drought. Just drop those basic filler maps, whether they're for Ground War, whether they're for whatever. Drop those during periods of time when there isn't new content actually coming out. That's when you should probably pull from other parts of the game just to release something, but for actual new content, that's where the marketing deserves to be at. So I'm happy they're releasing a new map this soon. They knew people out there were getting frustrated, right? Season 1 added in Shipment and Shoe House. Yeah, technically new maps for this game, but we just saw those in Modern Warfare 19, and then Season 2 comes out with Dome, a map that's already in a bunch of other modes in COD 2.0, and Museum, a beta map that should have never left the game to begin with. So it was time for an original 6v6 map, and I'm really happy about this. I'll be grinding this hell of a lot. Hopefully it plays well, and also I hope we end up getting a 24/7 playlist that is available day 1. That's something we have to wait a good week and a half for. But also on the first Season 2 roadmap that we got confirmation that we're going to be seeing the other following game modes for regular multiplayer: Drop Zone, All or Nothing, and even One in the Chamber. Obviously, Drop Zone is a fairly newer mode that we saw from Modern Warfare 3, but wasn't really in a lot of Call of Duties after that. Happy to see that mode return, right? That's a little bit more of a quote-unquote newer mode than the other ones. The party game modes like Gun Game, Infected, One in the Chamber, yeah, they all play great. I think they should actually be staples for like day 1 or season 1 at the latest for every new Call of Duty's multiplayer, but I'm glad we got these out the way now so that hopefully with seasons 3, 4, 5, even 6, we end up getting actual original new modes and concepts added to the multiplayer that we haven't seen in older CODs before. That's what I would hope to see. Cold War did it perfectly where, yeah, they spread out some game modes here and there and made us wait a little while for some of the basic ones or some of the party ones that we're all accustomed to, but still put out actual original modes that nobody out there had played before. So let's hope that Modern Warfare 2 gets the same treatment at some point in a future season. But in regards to new DLC weapons, as of right now, we're still waiting for the Shuriken to be added as a regular form of lethal equipment that you can use in multiplayer. You can find it as ground loot right now over in Warzone 2.0. I don't think you can find it in DMZ though, but at least for Battle Royale or Resurgence, you can. Hopefully that gets added in sooner than later as lethal equipment. It's unclear if that's going to be saved for maybe the reset of the Path of the Ronin challenges, where one of the challenges gives you access to that lethal equipment for every other game mode. Unclear how that's going to work, but I'll keep you guys posted of what's going on with that. We also have a new tac rifle, the Tempest Torrent, which is based on the SR-25 and is a 7.62 semi-automatic rifle. Already confirmed that we're going to be seeing an in-game challenge to unlock that one. I'll keep you guys posted of what that challenge is going to be whenever the preload goes out. We'll be able to see what that challenge is via private matches or local. Shouldn't be that difficult to do, and I'm assuming a bundle is also going to drop for that tac rifle at some point during the duration of the rest of Season 2. I think it is a bit silly when sometimes they don't drop the bundle for a new weapon until way later, when I think business-wise, it's probably smarter to do it on the same day the base weapon drops so that if they want to make some extra money, people out there might just buy the bundle instead of doing the in-game challenge. But that's just the way that Modern Warfare 19 and Cold War did it. Vanguard did not do it that way all the time. Modern Warfare 2 hasn't either. So really curious to see what they do with this brand new TAC rifle. Now, as I talked about in a separate video, which is linked down below, we have episode 2 of Raids coming out with our mid-season updates. We don't have much details on what the actual name of the episode is. Episode 1 was called Adamgrad, and we also got a trailer for Adamgrad a good 6 days before Season 1 Reloaded ended up coming out, and 6 days before Season 2 Reloaded is supposedly tomorrow, so hopefully we get a trailer for this episode by the end of the week or early next week. It's unclear how they're going to market this one, but I'll keep you guys posted with a separate video whenever we get actual new details about this new raid. We're going to get a separate blog post about the mid-season, likely on, I want to say, Monday or Tuesday, but they could surprise us by the end of this week with more information, which I'll, of course, cover in a separate video. Really excited about this to, of course, further the post-launch narrative that hasn't really been furthered too much through any other game mode aside from raids and a fair bit of DMZ through the blog posts and information that we can find around those environments in the mode. Haven't got any story really progressed through multiplayer or Warzone 2, so maybe they'll change that up a bit towards the end of this game's life cycle, but as of right now, it's looking like we're just going to be getting some more story through raids and even DMZ. But last and certainly not least, for those out there wondering, well, what's going on with Warzone 2 and DMZ for the mid-season updates? What updates are going to drop for those two game modes? Well, what's interesting is that now it looks like the way that in-season that label works for COD 2.0 is that could just mean content that drops at any point during the duration of the season, not necessarily the mid-season, right? Typically, like we saw with Cold War, even Modern Warfare 19, whenever something was labeled as in-season content, that probably meant something for Reloaded or after that. But with Modern Warfare 2, it's been really strange to see stuff labeled as in-season that ends up dropping like 2-3 weeks after the launch of the season itself, not Reloaded. So my point being is that the redeploy drones that are for Resurgence, hopefully they come to Al Mazrah later, they were labeled as in-season content, but just came out yesterday as I was streaming live here on the channel, and they were great. So with that in mind, I want to say, look, the roadmap so far for Season 2 that we got a couple of weeks ago doesn't really have anything for in-season in regards to Warzone 2 or DMZ, so don't expect too much for those two modes. Hopefully some little quality of life improvements, but then again, don't forget, Season 3 is actually just around the corner, right? This is a normal length season. Season 1 was not, for whatever reason, for one reason or another, the season got delayed by 2 weeks. Season 2 did, that is. So Season 1 felt like it got dragged on way too long, and things weren't spread out properly. January had no communication, no marketing, no bonus content, no surprises, so it felt weird. But Season 2 is going to be ending not too long from now, right? Less than a month, I want to say. April 11th isn't that far away, which is when Season 3 is supposed to drop if there aren't any delays. So even if Warzone 2 and DMZ don't get anything during this mid-season update, Season 3 is just around the corner. So be patient with that one. I'm sure we're going to get some really cool surprises with our next major content update. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the huge updates we got for Season 2 Reloaded? How are you feeling about the unexpected trailer for a Shredder crossover and everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.